Stay safe. It's a phrase we hear a lot of at the moment. And I think it's useful to understand what we mean by that and how we actually go about doing that. Now, if you can, for a moment, just remove the COVID context. Stay safe. I mean, it's kind of what we're, wired to do, isn't it? We're wired to try and stay safe. And having been a helicopter pilot for 20 years, air safety was something that was very central to our mindset. And yet, we were taking risk all the time. We had to do the job. So I think it was understood quite early on that safety is not the absence of risk. Sometimes I think maybe that gets a little bit missed. But I think it's really important that we understand that sometimes we have to take risk to get the job done. And it's our job as leaders to be able to weigh that up. And that's the responsibility and the privilege that we have. But I think it's more than that as well. I used to run these air safety courses, and inevitably in an air safety course, you look at a lot of crash videos. And we used to show these videos, and I'd ask the audience, what does that tell you? And I almost always got the same response. People would say, it means we're not learning from our mistakes. Now, everything I have learned about humans leads me to think that this is not true. Whether we like it or not, humans learn best by doing. And unfortunately, sometimes when we do things, we make mistakes. Now, of course, we don't want those mistakes to involve an injury or even a death. And in the military, sometimes, unfortunately, they did. Now, if that doesn't remove how emotionally upsetting that is, and I'm not trying to say that, but I think, again, we need to understand that sometimes those mistakes can seem really unpleasant, but it doesn't mean that we're not learning. It means that we've had the courage to let people do what they need to do. So I think to really stay safe, we need to understand that there are times that we need to take risk. And I think the best way to keep our people safe is for them to be able to weigh up their own risks. And again, I'm not going to make comments here about COVID, but if you remove all the risk, then people don't need to make their own risk assessments. And I think that's much more dangerous than just doing all the thinking for them. So I'd love to know what you think about this. How do we stay safe? Take away COVID, how do we stay safe in your life, in your job? And how do we keep the people that work for us and the people that we care about safe? Let me know what you think.